Hello, paper movie ghouls, and welcome to the second single cut episode. It's Jeremy once again, and to explain what these single cuts are, just one of us paper movie dudes will, do a little review on something that's hard to find typically, and it's something that only one of us has. So today, I will be continuing our Halloween marathon with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch by Jack Martin, aka Dennis Etchison. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is about Dr. Chalice. Now, Dr. Chalice is, of course, he's a doctor, works at a hospital, divorced, can't really get his kids to like him. His wife's awful. The usual divorce story. Well, one day he gets called into the office because there's a guy who's just come in and he's raving like a lunatic. They sedate him only to have a man in a business suit walk in and kill the man, then go out to his car and burn himself alive. Now, the next day, the man who was murdered's daughter, Ellie, comes to the hospital and is wondering what happened. Dr. Chalice meets up with her a few days later at a bar. Well, she kind of finds him at the bar because he's a drunk. And they go and investigate Silver Shamrock, a mask company and practical joke company. And all sorts of weird things happen because it's Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, the only Halloween movie not to have Michael Myers. It was John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's idea to have an anthology series, which failed because it came out the wrong time, and is overall a hated movie that I don't think deserves to be hated on. But we'll get into this. This novelization is significantly better than Halloween 2. It is a very interesting novelization because it's just from Dr. Chalice's perspective. Chalice, it's what he's thinking, sort of deal. And they actually skip over a lot of things that happen in the movie. Some of the crazier things, like a woman getting her head drilled in with a drill and things like that, because he's not there to witness it. And it makes the big twist at the end kind of a little more shocking. To me, it's more confusing, but this movie is just nothing but confusion, the movie. So, Anyway, so what did I think of Halloween 3? Well, I liked it quite a bit because it adds a lot of perspective to scenes. Like, it really delves into a little bit how Chalice is a drunk and that everyone knows he's a drunk and he's kind of self-conscious about it. How he's in financial ruin because of his divorce, and his wife's really awful in the book compared to just being kind of awful in the movie. He gives more context to their arguments, and you really get the whole he loves his kids, which you don't really get in the movie. But he hates his wife and her lawyer a lot. But we get some weirdness. Certain scenes that Ellie had dialogue in are replaced with Chalice having dialogue with a character, so Ellie really doesn't have has less to do. There's a really big change at the end where Ellie is brainwashed, or we think she's brainwashed, into believing she's a 6-year-old girl, which is not in the movie at all. Instead, she's like very catatonic through the climax. I don't want to spoil Season of the Witch for people, because this is the black sheep of the Halloween franchise, and with garbage like Rob Zombie's remakes and like Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers, I don't think that's deserved. It's a solid movie. It's got a lot of the crew that worked on the first two Halloween movies, so it has the feel of the first two films, whereas the rest of the series doesn't have that. As for the novelization, I almost put I will put it on par with the original novelization of Halloween, which is a little spoiler to what I thought of that, which you should check out our review coming up with 80 Slasher Librarian, as we do the book club book of the month, the original Halloween. But I think this is an incredible read. The author stepped up his game from Halloween 2 to this, and I think it is well worth y'all's time to read it. So, anyway, I give this a solid 5 out of 5. Would highly, highly recommend it. It's one of the best novelizations that I've read in a long time. Well, not a long time because the original Halloween, but yeah. All right. Anyway, hope you all have a great day. Join me next time as we review Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.